We are going in depth today on the future of the St. Petersburg Pier. We're learning more about what the approach to the pier is going to look like and what amenities it may end up having. The public had a lot of input on this. Residents voted this week on options, everything from children's playgrounds to parking. City officials say this is a necessary process.
From here, the concept will begin its development process. Again, this is the very first step. We look forward to additional input through multiple means over the next 4 months, and then wrap up a concept that we can begin the design process on.
Chuck Henson goes in depth now with the Pier Approach design team on what's to come and to look at some of the new renderings.
Time to talk about the pier in St. Petersburg. Joining us now is Barbara Wilkes. She's with W Architecture and Landscape Architecture. Also, Jason Jensen. Jason is with Wanamaker Jensen Architects, and your firms are going to be working together to create the approach to the new St. Petersburg Pier, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
So we were talking just a little bit before we started talking about this. How exciting is it for each of your firms to be able to create something that is going to stand the test of time? You do it every day, but for me it seems overwhelming.
It's really exciting. We don't have a project like this every day. I mean, St. Petersburg is really a special place. Your downtown is so wonderful, the beautiful harbor that you have, and so we are really excited. It's really a unique, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and for you all, too. You know,
well, that's right. And your firm is based out of New York, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Jason, your firm is based here?
Absolutely. We're right in St. Petersburg, so to design a project in your backyard that really is the essence of St. Petersburg, about being on the water and its connection to the water, and then having the opportunity to work with somebody as great as Barbara and their firm is really a great opportunity. So.
Yeah, this is something you and your kids and their kids are all going to be able to take advantage of. So tell me about the process. There are 2 contracts here, right? There's one contract for the pier. That's the $50 million contract that we heard in the news over and over again. And then you got a secondary contract to build the approach, right?
That's right.
Tell me about that process. How did that come about?
Well, actually, we were a little surprised. We didn't know there was going to be a second project, but we were very happy.
You didn't know that it was going to be broken into 2 parts?
No, I think it was an additional contract that came about later. And so I think they realized that the pier out there needed to be attached to the city, and so they came up with another contract to do that.
Right, the mayor and his staff really went out and talked to the county and had an opportunity to expand the TIF fund to get that additional $20 million, seeing how important it was to connect it. And we're successful doing that, but it actually happened at the end of the pier competition.
So in order to get this bid, what did you have to do? What did you have to submit in order to get to where we are today?
We submitted a proposal and together, and we have a lot of other local people on our team as well from this area, and then we had an interview, and we won.
Exciting for you. Tell me how you feel this project is going to change the city of St. Petersburg.
Well, I think it is going to focus St. Petersburg much more on the water, and people are going to be able to actually get closer to the water than they do now, and have really a much more diverse experience on the water. Right now, it's pretty limited, the kind of experience that you can have.
I mean, there's so many opportunities, so much landscape along the waterfront, but having the opportunity to experience it in different ways, to have different zones of interaction and activities that don't exist right now, is really exciting. Something that you can bring a child to, that you can be older and walk. I mean, the different age groups to be interacting with the water and families is really something exciting.
And I think that was something that was sorely lacking in the old pier. I mean, I'm somewhat of a runner. You know, I would go out and I would come back. A lot of people went out and we came back, but there was never any reason for me to really be out there other than just to go in the water. That's all about the change, isn't it?
Right. No, we really want to make it all about attractions and different kinds of things that you can do as you move along the water and as you move throughout the landscape. You know, you'll be able to have things for all age groups and all different kinds of people. So
now there still is an opportunity for public input. This isn't necessarily all locked up just yet, is it?
Oh no, no. In fact, there's some. We're having a meeting, a public meeting, and we'll be getting public input on that. We're particularly interested in the kinds of uses. You know, we want to flush out those, and then as we move along, there'll be input at many points with the process.
So I'm sure, Jason, as you bid. You're working together on this. How many people have come up and whispered in your ear, this is what I'd like to see?
Well, I'm not keeping...
Besides me, before we started doing this.
I'm not keeping track, but the ticker tape is quite long.
Yeah.
But it's really a great opportunity for people to get involved, and those statements are really welcome. Yeah, so we enjoy the person that comes by and says, hey, how about this? You never know when where and when a great idea is going to come. So it's important for us to just keep listening, and we see the tremendous amount of public input that's been given through the master plan process. But now we're really getting into the details. What exactly do those things mean?
Barbara, do you believe that the plan that you submitted in order to get this bid, how much is that going to evolve and change before we actually see something constructed?
Well, actually, we didn't have to submit a plan.
You didn't?
We did a proposal that was just qualifications-based and an approach. We had a...
this is who we are, this is what we've done in the past, this is what we believe we can do for you.
And how we'll put this together for you. But it wasn't a design. It wasn't the competition like
we saw with the pier itself.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So we're really starting, as Jason said, with the master plan. And our job is to take the master plan framework, put it together with the pier, because the pier was done after the master plan, after the master plan. And so we need to make sure that they work together. And then we want to hear from everyone to make sure that what's happening out there is going to be what St. Petersburg wants.
Do you imagine this to have multiple interfaces with the pier itself, or is it going to be very similar to what we see right now with a single kind of approach?
No, we are definitely working on multiple interfaces and series of loops so that in fact, you could even do many things. You could decide one day you want to go out, and maybe you'll just go out 3/4 of the way because there's so much to do, and another time you'll go out the whole way, and another time you'll just loop around Bayshore. It's not meant to be experienced in many ways.
So as you're putting this together and you begin to become more finalized on this project, how many other people, how many other businesses? You've got landscapers you're dealing with, you've got contractors you're dealing with, vendors as well?
There will be vendors involved with particularly the restaurants. I think it's really important that we also drive some of what we want to see on the restaurants, of something that's more casual, something that really speaks to the family-oriented segment of the population, and provide something a little bit different than what's on Beach Drive.
Agreed. How can people find out more and be involved in this process as we go forward?
There's a website. I think it's the St. Pete Pier. It's the Pier District.
The one the city's been using all along.
So it's all works together. So I think it's all on the same website, and you can keep up there. Well,
Barbara, Jason, you have a big job cut out for you. We're all behind you, and I'm sure it's going to be tremendous. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Now, if you'd like to share your opinion on what the pier approach should look like, you can still do that. Head on over to baynews9.com and click on the story for that information, and we'll link you to the city's website.